Hello, Trail Lady Magazine viewers. Last year we had a mama duck lay eggs in one of our planters on the dock, and she laid 13 eggs. Only 3 of them hatched because she kept leaving her nest and she didn't keep her babies warm enough, so only 3 of the 13 eggs hatched. And she was a terrible mother. She kept leaving the babies by themselves, and she would fly away and leave them in the water unprotected. And so unfortunately, in less than a week of hatching, all 3 of those ducklings were gone. Made me very, very sad. And so this morning I could hear her making quite a commotion outside, and I knew that the ducklings had hatched, so I went out to see what I could find. And she already had 3 in the water with her, but these were the ones that were left behind in our planter on the dock. And so I'm going to open up the curtain a little bit for lighting purposes here so you can see them better. And so we had 8 ducklings left behind. She had taken the other 3, and she was quacking quite loudly, trying to summon them and to get into the water with her. But they weren't doing it, and you can judge me, folks, but don't judge me too harshly for not letting nature take its course again this year. I'm very tender-hearted, and it was extremely hard for me, knowing what a horrible mother she is, to leave these babies to her, knowing that they would likely be killed. The predatory birds like to grab these little babies and eat them. We also have turtles that grab them and pull them underwater to devour them. And we also have very large fish that swim around, one of which grabbed one of the ducklings last year right in front of me while I was feeding the ducks. This big fish came out of nowhere, grabbed the baby duckling by its legs and pulled it underwater. So these 8, I'm determined, will survive. Now I have raised ducklings. I've raised ducklings and chicks in the past. I know birds quite well. And so I feel that I can be a better mama than poor Juliet has been. So she's got 3 out there with her, and I'm hoping that she will do better at her mothering this year. And if she does, and those 3 survive, or even 2 out of 3 survive, then next spring when she hatches out, I will leave her alone and see what happens. But this year, well, dang nabbit, look at them. I mean, do they deserve to be killed by predators? Do they deserve to die because of her negligence? No, they don't. So just call me Duck Mama. So I have them in a plastic bin. This is a large bin that we purchased from Lowe's. And in this corner you can see their water dish. Ordinarily there would be a mason jar screwed in to this, and I forgot that my mason jar broke, so I have to round one up, but they're so tiny. For now, I just keep refilling this little pan, and that seems to be working well. But in a day or 2, I'm really going to need that jar because they will be going through the water quite rapidly. The feed is a chick and duck starter feed, and it is by Mana Pro Feed Company. And these are just little tiny granules. I don't know if you can see that, but I scatter them, and that seems to pique their interest. They have a natural instinct to peck at things, and so putting some of it in the middle, they have been eating it quite well, filling up their little crops, and as you can see, they're all resting together in the corner, nice and warm and safe, with full bellies. They love classical music. If any of you raise chicks or ducks and you start them in a container or bathtub, try playing them classical music. They absolutely love it. They close their eyes and they tip their heads, and when I turn it off, they loudly protest. So even ducklings can recognize good music. Their favorite seems to be classical music. So I have been playing that to them. And at first they were very frightened of me, but now they're starting to get more comfortable with my presence. Before they would just kind of scatter and run around. And now you can see I've got the phone in there, so my arm and my hand are quite close to them and they're completely calm. So I think they recognize I am their duck mama. These are mallards, and the mallard duckling is easy to identify because they've got little stripies around their eyes. Looks like they were playing with mama's eyeliner and smeared it, but those are ducklings. I haven't even begun to try naming them. I have no idea which are male or female at this point. And, oh, I know. Tell me how hard everything is. Gotta get up early and go to work. Bring home the bacon. Yeah. Poor babies. Anyway, these 8 are going to live. When they get big enough, we will be releasing them back into the water with their mama and hopefully their 3 siblings if they survive. And again, next year I won't bother her. If she keeps the ones she has alive this year, then I won't interfere at all. And again, don't judge me too harshly for quote-unquote interfering with nature. I challenge any of you to look at these babies and decide which one deserves to die because the mother's negligent and predators are around. Yeah, you could do it either, could you? All right, well, stay tuned, and I will post you updates as they grow. This is Trail Lady signing off.